Guess what? I did it. Yeah, it went because I had to turn it off to then turning it back on again. And here we are in the Shinjuku ghetto. And so here we are in Ogi's house, and here's Valetta waking up, but she can't remember her name. Ogi is like, so do you know who Zero is? Tell me who Zero is. She's like, I don't know. Zero? What? Who? What? And then he's like, damn, I found her unconscious and bloody, and she was muttering about Zero and brought her home. No, fuck. And she's like, I'm sorry. He's like, oh, it's fine. And then she smiles and says she's glad she was found by a good man. But Ogi sucks. He's really bad. He's awful. And we'll get there soon. In the Ashford Academy Student Council chambers, Lucia's back at the academy, and that fucking cat, Arthur, is eating Suzaku, biting the shit out of him all the time. But Lucia's got bigger things on his mind than Arthur biting Suzaku all the time. He wants to know where Shirley is. She's locked herself in her room and refuses to come out, so Lucia, feeling she needs some space, is going to head out and do some business. The conversation turns back to the Black Knights and how terrible they all are. And everybody agrees, especially Lelouch, that they're bad and no good and they're terrible and they're and with their means and the way they're doing things, nothing meaningful can happen. Like, no meaningful change, while Louise is making the same... She's like, the Black Knights are no good! Making the same face she makes when she's not getting the D, apparently. But then Relina then just says, well, what should the 11s do then? And the Britannians in the room were like, well, Japan lost the war, right? So... they just gotta eat shit, I guess. And then Relina says, victors, losers, conquerors, unconquered. Does the world really need such things? And Nina's like, but Relina, are you saying that they're good? Are you saying that 11s aren't trash and shouldn't all be genocided? But anyway, she starts thinking about Hero, as she is wont to do. And what he's doing with the Black Knights. And Nina comes back and he's like, I forgot something. She asks if Relina isn't scared of the 11s because she's terrified of them, and so Relina says, come with me to meet Princess Euphemia. I think she might be able to settle some of my own doubts. So she's going to go meet the Euphy. The Euphinator. Yeah, and here's Nina coming back, and she forgot something, and she's like, hey, aren't you scared of 11s? I'm really scared of them. And then she's like, alright, come with me and we'll go see Euphemia, because I can use my contacts as the ambassador's daughter, and you know what, maybe it'll be good. Lucia has had another reason. He wanted, Suzaku didn't give any indication that Britannia knows who he is yet. But this is not an idle concern. C2 found him unconscious and unmasked, and there was a trail of blood that led away from the scene. No sign of the victim or shooter could be found, though. The only thing Lelouch has to go on is a vague memory of Shirley's face when he was drifting in and out. Suddenly, phone call from Shirley's roommate, who he's gayest into being his informant, tells him that she left in the direction of Narita, so he's going after her. And so C2 here says, do you like her? I don't know. Do you hate her? I don't know. Then why are you going to Narita? Must be obvious, because she may know who I am. And what if she does? Are you going to silence her? But if you don't want to lose a thing, get as far away from it as you can. Yeah, if you don't want to lose a thing, get away, far away. It's tough to read these sometimes. If you don't want to lose a thing, get as far away from it as you can. Sounds like the voice of experience. It's a way of life. But he's going to Narita. Narita. And at Narita, Shirley's trying to figure out. She's like, Lelouch is Zero. Why did I defend the man who murdered my dang dad? And then this asshole shows up with his stupid shit sunglasses. And his name's Mao. He taunts her about Lelouch betraying her and murdering her dad. And it's like, how do you know about that? And she says, I think punishment is in order, don't you? For him and for you. He knows that she shot Valletta too. He's like, you're a murderer, just like Zero. Oh, and you're avoiding Lelouch to squeeze in for sympathy too, aren't you? If you murder a person, string a guy along, you've lost your claim to being a tragic heroine. You're the wicked witch here. And all that too, knowing that he likes someone else. He's a real shithead. And then Lelouch comes over and is like, get the hell away from Shirley, asshole. And this dude's like, look at you, so mad at having your woman taken from your grasp. And he challenges Lelouch to a little game. You're good at chess, right? And he's like, I've never played before, but I think I'll get by. So Lelouch wonders if old Specs here is taking Shirley as a hostage. And Mao, as if in response to this internal thing, says he just happened upon the girl. And Lelouch is like, oh, he's trying to get a rise out of me. But he can't have prepared anything in advance. In which case... And then Mao says, you have an attack vector? He goes, what, C2 didn't tell you? Wow, you just thought of 14 separate possible answers to who I am right away! One of them's even right! Gaius user. He's like, yep, that's me, and I know all the rules to yours. Because yours works on eye contact, it's not going to work through my little specs here. And he says every Gaius power is different. And it's very obvious what Mao's is. He can read fucking minds. No time to have a lecture about it though. And he says, time for your punishment, Shirley Finette. I sentence you to kill Lelouch and then die. I know you've got a gun, right? And then he tells Lelouch how Shirley used that gun to protect his secret, that he's Zero. But she knows who killed her father. And he dares Lelouch to Gaius Shirley. And though even if he does, he'll just shoot him himself. It doesn't matter. So Lelouch frantically tries to figure out a weakness to Mao's Gaius and his possible motives why he'd want to do this, because he's a shithead. If he wanted to kill Lelouch, he could have just done it. And Mao just is like, this is the death you deserve, thief! And Shirley begs Lelouch just do as Mao says. She's it's like she's wavering, but she hasn't shot yet. And Mao's like, go on, just shoot him, he killed your dang dad. Reminds her that Lelouch is a murderer, and he can hear her thoughts spiralling round and round. And she won't, he's like, alright then, I'll just shoot you myself. But footsteps? There's only one person in the world who have gotten this close without Mao sensing them. But Mao can't believe it. His beautiful lady's here to see him, and she's like, Mao. And she's like, oh, you're so good, I love you, you're back, Mao, C2, we're back. But she gave him his Gaius 11 years ago, but his power grew out of control and he couldn't handle it, which is the fate of all Gaiuses. And he can never turn it off, so the thoughts of everybody for half a kilometre around are constantly in his head. Still grinning like a shithead, he confirms that he can hear everyone's darkest impulses 24/7, except for C2, the one island of silence in his world. So Lelouch like rounds on C2 and is like, you knew this would happen, right? He's like, yep, and like, you know what happened to me as well. Yep. And it's obvious that she didn't just vanish from Mao's life. She abandoned him when he couldn't fulfill his end of the pact. And so he yells again, so what is the pact then? And then Mao butts in and is like, I'm taking her with me, buddy. And now that she's by his side, he doesn't want to make Lelouch pay for anything, he doesn't care. And she starts to turn away and is like, Mao, just piss off. And he's like, no, that's a lie. I know you love me. And then no answer. She's like, oh, I know, it's all Lucia's fault. And then she's like, alright, enough. Pulls a gun on him and saying she should have done this a long time ago. And then Mal calls her a liar again. A gunshot. C2 collapses. And Mal laughs. He's like, you couldn't shoot me. That proves you love me. And then she's like, I was just taking advantage of you again. He's like, you're lying again. I might have to shoot you some more. But instead, he yoinks her body and says he has a better punishment in mind. Kisama from Lelouch there. But Mal says, don't forget about Shirley, boyo. Don't worry, I'll be back to give you what you deserve. And off he goes with his new babe. And then, Shirley, we're okay. It's gonna be... Lulu, I shot someone. It's all my fault. You can't blame yourself. I was gonna shoot you. I forgive you for everything you've done. I wanted your sympathy. Don't blame me for that. My dad had just died. Just forget about it. Forget about everything bad that's happened. I can't. Yes, you can. I'll help you forget all of it. How? And then... Magic Eye. Shirley, I'm truly sorry about your father. If I could do it again, Lulu, stop! And he does the brain whammy. And now, scenario 26 on the Area 11 route. Gaius versus Gaius. And now we're back to the ghetto again. So, here we are. Britannia's moving in, Zero's out of town, and the Gundams are just like, yeah, he's just doing something else behind our back, don't worry about it. Ogi, though, is thinking about that amnesiac lady he's kidnapped. She may be the enemy, but she's helpless. And to keeping her to himself keeps Zero's identity out of her hands. Yeah, that's right. That's what he keeps telling himself. But now for this is spontaneous. So Crow's surprised to see Kiriko out and about without Zero's orders. And Kiriko says that he's found the reason of his own to fight, just like Zexus kept asking him. Yeah, there you go. And Crow just says, nice! Tell us about it later. And Kiriko says, I will not. He's like, well, that's fine too. And now we've got 3 turns to get everybody, right? Oh, the SR point for the previous stage was all enemies within 5 turns defeating Suzukula, so I'm glad that that just happened. And then Gaius versus Gaius defeat all enemies within 3 turns. Easy. Easy peasy. Look out, all those units except for one is facing left. Yeah, look at this dude. What the fucker? It's because he's a special boy. No, these dudes are also facing... Oh no, they're facing the same way as that guy. There's these bad dudes, yeah. That's weird, right? I wonder if that means anything. I wonder if that means he's going to do something weird. Okay, you'll go that way. You can, like, actually go. Crow will also go this way because he can actually go. Vamos! But yeah, Mal sucks. He's just awful. And we don't know how... yeah, okay, we'll cover the bits that happens. A bayonet spiker. Ready? Go! Bop. Well, not a bop, but a stabbo. All the same. that. This man might even be able to deal with an enemy. This dude's gonna get murdered by the fucking Vulcans. His barrier, too strong. He's just my defense. Too great. Yeah, let's not fall in any more holes in the ghetto anymore, please, thanks. So that fucking Lelouch, you should need to stop destabilizing the area. And then Crow blows up all these idiots, like, I mean... He gets them, right? A radiation on the wave? Another radiation wave? I'm glad they're ignoring the plane. Just to run into the meat grinder. And Suzuku, Suzuki. Zero! Yo, Zero, where you been? Stay on here. He's like, well, these don't sound so good. And then his cell phone rings, and it's like, you're late. Yeah, he's like, dude, it's me. You're late, Lelouch. Mao. You handled the other girl nicely, I see. I love happy endings. What do you want? You're in battle, aren't you? Well, I'll make it quick. I've decided on C2's sentence. First, I'll cut off her legs, so she can never run from me again. What? And since she pointed a gun at me, I think I'll sever her hands too. And just for fun. And maybe I'll gouge out her eyes so she can never see you again. And her throat so she can't say your name. Kisama, why are you telling me this? I want you to feel helpless and scared. The sentence will be executed at 6 PM. It's in 1 hour. Think you can find me by then? Well, even if you can, my Gaius will tell me you're coming. Ugh. See you, Lelouch. Oh, don't get distracted in combat, or get you killed. Sharp as ever, Lelouch knows that he must be somewhere like 500 meters away, because he wasn't responding to his thoughts, so he's got to be at least that far away. And because he doesn't like hearing thoughts, he's got to be somewhere far from anywhere people go, but somewhere he can still observe the battle. So Zero does the only sensible thing he can think of, and he's going to charge right in. And he's like, right, here we go then. And he declares to the Black Knights that he will remain absolutely still for 5 minutes. And he needs us to guard him for that long. We're like, yo, dude, why? And he said, I can't tell you just yet. And the guy's like, that's really stupid. Why would we do that, you fucking idiot? He just goes, please. Please. Help me. Please. And then Crow goes, alright. Crow. Sorry guys, he said please. Turning him down ain't my style. And then Quattro's like, well, he's not ordering us. He needs our help. And then Duet's like, yeah, I mean, you can't help a man who's begging. And he's like, so if they do it, and Wufei's like, oh, I was gonna kill them all anyway. We must defend Zero for 5 minutes. And Suzuki's like, I don't know what's going on, but this is my chance to get him. And Lush, meanwhile, is like, need a way to drive them away in 5 minutes. And then, that's when the real game starts. My only move is to trust the Black Knights. My comrades. Yeah, he said the magic word. You can't say no to the magic word. I mean, he's got a magic eye, which makes all of his words magic. But he said the actual magic word. Go on, Crow, get stuck in. Give him the blammo. Zero said the magic word. Next we're gonna get a flying Japanese pig. But it shows he really means it. Gotta give it my all. Fucking crow. And then he's shooting the fucking net on him again. Give a hoot. There's Callan on this. There's Kiriko. Zero needs us. He begged us. I'll do it. I'll earn Zero's trust. Todo, Tamaki, and Ogi also say things. Ogi says Zero's put his faith in us. We're not just his minions. You have to protect him by keeping that woman a secret. Yeah, sure thing, dude. And Tamaki's like, hey, Zero's got a soft side. I think we can be friends. How about we can even be bros? And Todo says, so you do know how to show a little humility, Zero. I might have just misjudged you. Now, show me you're the man worthy of commanding my sword. No, like he just eats too much into his movement. Like he has 11 movement, but it's all curtailed. Here's, oh, you know, humility. Maybe I misjudged you. Maybe you are worthy of commanding mine sword. And Kiriko's got a thing to say also. But we gotta get there. But we're not going to get it because all these is going to die now, I believe. So Kiriko is just, I now have something to live for, that woman. She works for the Enforcers. As long as I fight the Britannian Union, I can see her again. But anyway, because with an umbrella-themed weapon. Do the samurai beat take that scam? Daitan's got a fan. There must have been. There's like 500 million weird shit 70s samurai robots, and one of them must have had a fan. I mean an umbrella. A big old umbrella. Ultimate weapon? I mean, they're pretty good weapons, but I don't know if it's the ultimate weapon. You're just describing it being things that hold, like, it's the ultimate weapon holder. That's not really the same as being the ultimate weapon. in the Yakuza game that's set in samurai times, you can do you can go on a kabuki stage, and when you do a fight there, your only weapon is the umbrella, and you have a special thing where you parry their sword with it and then open it and then flick their sword away, and then here's the little kabuki. But it's like, in there is the ultimate weapon. It beats everything. It beats swords, sledgehammers, everything. Yeah, it's not a mecha. I was just talking about it's a man using the umbrella as the ultimate weapon. Oh, here comes the wheelie boy, gonna use his gun full power, but he sucks. It resumes. That's how he was going when he fought. I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, get him with your big noodly arm, dude. He's really good at dodging now. But it's okay. We'll get him with the noodly arm. Is it noodly because he's Chinese? No, it's noodly because it's a big old dragon neck. Nightmare flame done. Cockpit down. If he'd managed to make it to 0, they'd have a conversation where he's like, White Knight, I can't afford to lose to you now, and I've already analysed your combat patterns. 0 to all units, he'll attack directly, do not expect any feints. If you dodge, he'll immediately move to avoid a counter. There is an 80% chance he'll attempt to gain distance. Use the following data. If you apply it properly, we can defeat him. And then we just hit him with guns. But the assault cracks open his cockpit, and we're like, whoa, it's this little dude. Hiro and Todo aren't surprised, though. It's Suzaku, and Zero's like, what the butt? Todo begs Suzaku to retreat because he doesn't want to kill his former student, but Suzaku's like, no way, dude. No way. So, Todo gives him his blessing, sort of. His philosophy is that there's no meaning in anything unless you believe in it from the bottom of your heart. And if what Suzaku believes in is destroying Zero, well... So he pushes the Lancelot over there, and he's gonna fucking get him. But then Lloyd is like, yo, dude, what are you doing? You can't destroy my Lancelot, fucker, get out of there. Bring it back, it's mine. But still, the Black Knights have seen just what that dude's willing to do for his country. Blow himself up. And Zero just orders his men to carry on. But beneath he's like, holy shit, that's my bro, Suzaku. The special event has not happened yet. Yeah, everybody couldn't. Yeah, his design is clearly inspired by the Western idea of the Grim Reaper. But we did it. Lucius determined not to let everything he loves be stolen from him today. So, he leaves Ogie in charge, and he's gonna save C2. And here they are underneath the ghetto. And I was like, he sucks! He's not good, like, he couldn't find me, and he's never coming to your rescue. I'm gonna take you away, and we'll live happily ever after. All that punishment stuff I said about chopping you up, that was just rattle him up. And he says, and remember, cutting off your limbs isn't punishment, it's gratitude. And his phone rings and it's the Lelouch. And he's like, I give up, please Mal, bring C2 back, please. And then Mal's laughing, he's like, okay, I dare you, burn down the whole ghetto looking for me, you won't be able to find me. And Lelouch's like, but, and then Mal laughs and he's like, go on, beg some more. And then Lelouch says, hey Mal, do you know C2's name? Because I do, her real one. Mal's mask slips. He's like, but, and then Lelouch presses him and says, all of C2's mine now, Mal, including the parts you haven't even seen. Every inch, Mal. And I was like, no. And I was like, Lelouch. But Lelouch himself then walks out from the shadows. And he thinks a clear thought, checkmate, Mal. Yeah, checkmate. And he's brought the police with him. But how? And then in his mind, he tells him how he did it. He figured it out. He said somewhere in the ghetto, but somewhere no one would ever go near. The spot where the poison gas was alleged to have been released all those chapters ago. And just to drive the knife in, Lelouch then does a grin. And recollects that this is the exact spot where he and C2 forged their pact. And the phone call? Pre-recorded. Mal's so predictable that he figured out their whole conversation ahead of time. And Gaius, of course, had one of his fellas call it in and play the recording. And Mal was so fucking furious and focused on the phone that he couldn't sense the Lelouch and the police come in and get him. So no point trying to manipulate the enforcers either, because they're all under Gaius too. But Mal's screaming, he's like, I know you've lost 2 friends today. I know that Suzuki Kururuga tried to sacrifice him to kill you because he wants to die. And he's like, damn, he wants to die? Fuck. He's like, ha ha ha. Yep, he wants to atone for something by giving up his life to kill Zero. And now Lelouch is mad as hell. And he orders the police to open fire and gun Mal down. In the show, Mal has a chainsaw and he's gonna cut off C2's limbs, and they're gonna go live in Australia because, you know, there's large areas of Australia where nobody lives. But he's like, I'm gonna cut off your arms and legs. Oh wait, it would be easy if I just like cut off your head, because then I could take you on as hand luggage. And that's Mal for you. But he did it. Lelouch tells everybody they can stop faking the fighting sounds now. Wu-Fei's like, you still won't tell us why? And Kocha's like, but hey, Wu-Fei, he did like swallow his pride and ask us like for help, right? Step in the right direction. Wu-Fei's like, yeah, not enough though. He said, I'm not here to be anyone's friend. And then Crow said, well, we never said we were friends, but we are fighting together. And then Lelouch was like, not friends, but working together. I seem to have lost one thing and gained another today. And then he goes and meets for someone who has, everyone thought he had for like 11 years, he's pretty stable. No, like he's like awful. He's awful. Like he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna chop you up, and then just your head, like take you on his hand luggage, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. But then here's C2. Why would you put your neck on the line for me? We're partners in crime, remember? I can't afford to lose you. And what? I still owe you. I guess, but I still never thought I'd see you reduced to begging. I had to prove to them I wasn't just using them, that's all. I should settle any lingering doubts in the future. Drop the act, you know you can't beat Britannia all alone. Besides, didn't it feel good, having them help you without having to order them with your Gaius or your Zero mask? Tell me about Mal. We made the pact. Mal was just 6, an orphan. No education, no parents, nothing. The power of the Gaius I gave Mal drove people away from him. I had to be his friend, his lover, everything. I was the only thing he had. Z2, I won't let the Gaius take me. I'll master its power. I'll change the world and grant your wish along with mine. I'll fulfill the promise Mal couldn't. And... Lelouch? What? Is this consolation or pity? Or is this you getting attached to me? It's a pact. This one's from me. Fine, it's a pact. He's wearing clothes and making full sentences. It's not bad. I mean... It's basically the song from... the sing-along. Show the evil me, not a dork, not a dweeb, not a failure, and he'll show her the keys to a brand new Australia. But Alicia's still got to go deal with. What the fuck did a 6-year-old need full-on mind reading for? She just gave him a power. I don't think she gets to give you like specific power. Like you just get one. Like she's just like, oh yeah, I'll give you a power, and then you just have one. But he's got to go face Shirley. And she asks him if he lost someone in his family in Narita too. He says, not family, a friend. I think a very dear friend. I think I didn't know until I lost her, how much her smile lifted my spirits. Now I never get to argue with her again, never laugh with her again. And Shirley asks, did you like her? And Lucia says, I don't know anymore. And the sun begins to rise. And Shirley says, you can't ever forget all the bad things, but the sun still rises. And then Lelouch smiles and thanks her for everything. And she's like, but for what? Yeah, like, Lucius is the power of the king, supposedly. But it's Millie. Millie's calling Shirley with the scoop of the day. Suzuku's been appointed by the Princess Euphemia as her personal knight. And Lucius like, damn, nice work. Buddy, you did it. You nailed it. Nice work. And then he's like, damn it, Suzuku, I'm going to keep fighting. Even if I lose my friends, I'll still have my comrades. And even if I lose them too, I can't turn back. Yeah, and it wasn't on all the time. It just, when it went out of control. But C2 didn't give him mind-reading powers. She just gave him powers, and it happened to be mind-reading powers. And, like, that's not, like, she just gave him powers. Meanwhile, Relina and Nina are in their meeting with the Euphemia. And as Nina loses her fucking mind, Nina Einstein. But Relina questions about Suzuku's appointment, and Euphemia is like, yeah, my sister was against the appointment, but it's a step towards peace between the two factions of Area 11. But she called Relina on behalf of a certain person. Relina is like, do I know this person? He's like, you do! And Suzuku has got him, yes, your highness. And it's Marina! And they met together, and now Nina is like, oh my god, Marina, wow! Another super princess, wow! But Relina has a pressing question. And that question is, what is peace? And that's that one. Peas are a vegetable. You're right about that. The Island of God. Yeah, so now we got some more bullshit that is, you know, basically an episode, I guess, but while Wu Fei goes, fucking zero. Right, I'm gonna turn it off and turn it on again, then we'll do this one, and that'll probably be the last one from me, and that'll be the end of this route split. Well, like it faded out with him saying, "I can help you forget everything," and like that's basically what he does. He just gets her to forget everything, like forget he exists, like just not know who he is, not know anything, but like forget she ever met him, and like it gets really weird. But like. It's handled alright because it's like you'd think it's really bizarre that she goes around going, "Oh, who's that guy? I've never seen him before," and all their friends are like, "What the fuck?" But their friends are just like, "Oh, she's just doing something weird, like trying to playing hard to get or whatever. Maybe she's mad at him because he did something to." Because you know what, they're like always setting each other off. You know what? And they're just like, "She's a teen girl in love." You know they're all fucking stupid. So. They get away with it just by straight up going, teens are idiots. They're always doing stupid shit. But yeah, turn it off and turn it on again.